For the second straight year, the A's are having a September to remember. For the second straight September, the A's beat up the Rangers in the most pivotal series of the year. With a 3-game sweep in Texas, the A's have put some separation in the AL West standings. October Quest returns to Oakland tonight. With 13 games left in the season, the Green and Gold control their own destiny. Up next on the schedule is their rival from the South. The Angels would love to disrupt the A's playoff push. Game 1 of the final homestand of the season starts right now. Well, the A's are glad to be back home after a very, very successful road trip. It's game 1 of a 3-game series between the Angels and the Athletics. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Good pitching matchup tonight. C.J. Wilson and Jarrett Parker and Josh Donaldson swinging the hot bat. Hope it continues. There's your AL West standings. A's with a 6.5-game lead over the Rangers. Right now in the bottom of the 8th, the Rays are leading the Rangers 6-2. The A's with a magic number of 8. Hey again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Great road trip, especially the series in Texas. And maybe we should not be surprised that the A's had a great series, and so did Josh Donaldson. A couple of home runs in that series.
Even to the point everybody's talking about most valuable player, at least getting some votes. He's definitely top of the list from the A's are concerned. Friday night, Derek Holland, hanging breaking ball, home run, left field. That kind of started it because the A's did score 9 runs in the first game. And then, of course, also had a big double to right center. Remember, he got hit very badly in Minneapolis, and Pelfrey hit him on the right hand, but it did not bother him. And as was the case, came back yesterday afternoon, had another big home run on a hanging breaking ball. So Josh Donaldson, of course, playing Gold Glove third base, but he's also been swinging a hot bat all season.
Yeah, we got a great pitching matchup tonight. Wilson and Parker, both these guys, Ray, have not lost in a long, long time.
Well, Jarrett Parker was supposed to pitch yesterday. Remarkably, 24 hours after being sick yesterday, not able to start in Texas. He comes back tonight. He has not lost since May the 22nd. C.J. Wilson has pitched extremely well against the Athletics. This will be his 5th start against the A's this year. He has won 3 times, 16-game winner for the left-hander. Angels are playing good baseball. That is the biggest key. 3 games here, 3 games next week at Anaheim. Cannot take that club lightly.
Indeed, the Angels have won 5 out of the last 6. The A's have won 5 in a row. So this should be a very good 3-game series here at the Coliseum. When we come back, we'll have lineups and first pitch. It's the A's and the Angels coming up on Comcast Sportsnet California. Stick around.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos for only $3.99 plus tax.
Welcome back to the Coliseum for Game 1 of this 3-game series between the A's and the Angels. Jared Parker feeling better today. He was supposed to start yesterday in Arlington, but a bit of an upset stomach, but he feels good, and he's going to take the ball today. Game time weather for the game is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Nice night, 71 degrees. That cloud in the sky, and it's starting to get dark earlier. It's not completely dark yet, but it is certainly September. And the Angels in town wearing the red tops. A's wearing the green tops. And let's check out the lineup for the Angels. Shuck will lead off in left field. Kendrick, he's back in there off the disabled list. Mike Trout, sensational season. We'll talk about that. Hamilton is the DH tonight. Trumbo, Calhoun, Ibar, Conger, and Romine round out the Angels starting lineup.
And Jared Parker, who made his second start of the season down in Anaheim, that was against the Angels, and lasted just 3 1/3 innings. And look at his first 10 starts for Jared Parker. He was 2-6, but phenomenally, he has done a tremendous job since then as he makes his 30th start tonight. He's won 11 games, 9-game win streak, has not lost since May 22nd. All those details are there. He continues to pitch well, and considering he could not pitch, and looking at him yesterday morning, different pitcher tonight. And the A's hope he pitches up to par. It's the way he has pitched lately.
Defensively for the A's, Young, Crisp, Reddick in the outfield. Donaldson, Perino, Cayespo, Fryman on the infield. And Norris is the catcher. So Andy Perino getting a start tonight at shortstop.
Jed Lowry came out of the game yesterday late, tight hamstring, but Bob Melvin at this time of the season has a chance to give him some rest, and nice to see a smile on the face of the skipper and the pitching coach even before the pitch one is thrown, but that will change quickly.
So there's Perino getting a start tonight. Decent chance that Lowry will be back in the lineup tomorrow night. So J.B. Shuck steps in, and we are underway from the Coliseum, and the first pitch is a bit low to Shuck.
First pitch, 7-0.
The Angels 5 games under 500, 72-77 starting play tonight, and a much different team, although it is September, and they have that X beside their team in the standings, which is not something Mike Scioscia wanted, but that's where they are right now. Full dugout.
Yeah, players everywhere. Lots of red tops. And the Angels have won 5 of 6 and 14 out of 17, and the A's fully expect to see a pretty good Angels team, at least lately. And that one called the ball. Don't know where it was, but it's a 4-pitch walk to Shuck to lead off the game.
I just said it. I put it down as a strike. Just like a strike.
Batting in the second position.
Well, after 3, not close, and this one, I guess, had to be outside. Was not given to Jared Parker. A little surprised because it looked decent enough.
So Shuck aboard, and here's Howie Kendrick. Kendrick hitting .301, and the first pitch is inside. So Parker making his 4th start for the Angels this year. He's beat him once, and he's had a couple of no decisions. The number's not that great this year for Parker against the Angels. He's given up 11 earned runs in 14 1/3 innings. And his first 6 pitches are out of the strike zone. So the count 2-0 to Kendrick. So the ERA is 6.91 in those 3 starts. Mike Trout waiting in the on-deck circle. And there's the first strike for Parker.
was surprised that Kendrick wasn't swinging, because hitters will zone in on a certain pitch, even if a pitcher has not been in the strike zone. More likely Dino Ebel, third base coach, to not give him a take sign 2-0, just making sure Parker did throw a strike. And maybe that will settle Jared down to the point that he gets back in the strike zone consistently.
And that one drops down and in. So the count 3-1. We showed you the score of that Rangers game in the open of our show. The update is still 6-2. The Rays are leading the Rangers, and that game is now in the top of the 9th inning. So that's a huge 4-game series for both those teams, and the Rays just a couple outs away from winning it. There's a strike, 3-2.
9 pitches thrown by Jared Parker. Perfect time to throw his first changeup. All fastballs to this point. And when he has pitched his best, the fastball has been working great, but the changeup has been a very good second pitch.
Quick throw. Shuck gets back.
I would think after 9 fastballs, Howie Kendrick is not thinking anything other than another fastball, but we shall see.
If Shuck goes, he does, and Kendrick hits a high pop-up, foul territory, and Fryman's going to chase, not be able to get it. So the count stays 3-2. Kendrick spent quite a bit of time on the disabled list. He missed 33 games. He hurt his left knee. He is just came back on Friday, so the Angels glad to have a good hitter back in their lineup.
The A's in the outfield shading him exactly where they should, to the opposite field, right center.
Shuck runs again, and the pitch is bounced foul toward third.
One thing the Angels are doing is Shuck, not surprising on 3-2, he is running. Kendrick usually good contact hitter to make contact, so it does not have to worry about being a strike him out, throw him out. But Albert Pujols out for the season, and they have speed. The Angels have speed, and throughout the tenure of Mike Scioscia as a manager, he has been a manager who has utilized the speed, and I think we might see that in the 6 games the A's will play, starting this game tonight, continuing next week.
Well, you look at tonight, Cole Calhoun is very fast. Shuck's got good speed. Ibar. So it is a little bit of a different look.
And of course, Trout is now in the 3rd spot in the batting order to drive in runs, but he also has tremendous speed.
And that one bounced to Donaldson with the runner going. And the throw to first. Fryman is able to keep his foot on the bag. So that's the out at first. Shuck now at second. So Angels continue to start the runner, and it gets them a runner in scoring position with 1 out. The exact reason you do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Donaldson threw the ball to first almost if he thought he had to hurry and get rid of it, because Shuck was on the move, that he might try to go to third once he threw the ball across the diamond.
So it's a final. The Rays beat the Rangers 6-2. So that drops the A's magic number to 7. And what can you say about the Texas Rangers? They have now lost 7 in a row and 10 out of their last 11. I mean, that is a major nosedive.
Did they hit a home run tonight, BI? They did in the 6 losses at home, 3 against Pittsburgh, 3 against the A's. And BI will give us the information on whether or not they did homer, but that's been the biggest issue. Surprise for their ball club, because of the number of home runs they've hit this season. None. Thank you, BI. So that's 7 consecutive losses with no home runs.
So again, that's a 4-game series, and they'll go at it again tomorrow night. Seen a few of those, especially in Anaheim. And Trout hits it hard. Perino has it, throws, and they got him. Perino had very little time to work, but he was able to get a decent throw off, and they just got Trout at first for out number 2.
Well, I had him play perfectly, and Callaspo almost up the middle, but Perino, what a great job. It looked like he kind of tripped as he made the throw. Watch right here as he throws the ball and falls down. So to get enough on it to bounce it, which turned out to be very good. Perino, a nice stop up quickly and lost his balance as he made the throw, but very, very good throw. Bouncing it, using the dirt. And Big Nate able to stretch out and get it.
So 2 outs, runner at third now. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton loops one into center, and that one's going to fall for a base hit. Shuck comes in to score, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. So Hamilton, as he does a lot, goes after the first pitch and just bloops one in.
And it was a fastball. That's the biggest shock, because as many changeups as Josh Hamilton has gotten this year, he gets a fastball first pitch and didn't hit it hard, but hit it just enough to drive in Shuck, who did lead off the game with a walk.
So that is RBI number 69 for Hamilton.
It is a while ago, April the 9th, bases loaded. Jared Parker threw.
And Trumbo lines one left field. Big hop off the wall. Hamilton will go to third. He'll stop there. Trumbo with the double. Now, Trumbo is having a very fine season. Oh boy. There's not a lot of guys who hit the ball harder than Mark Trumbo when he makes contact.
Well, he just got a hanging breaking ball. The first off-speed pitch that Parker's thrown tonight.
Number 56.
And he did not miss it. And the thing saying about Josh Hamilton in the game at Anaheim with the bases loaded, Parker throwing 3 changeups, perfect changeups to Hamilton, struck him out, and then Trumbo hit into a double play. 5-4-3. Bases loaded, nobody out. That was the home opener for the Angels.
So Parker will pitch from the windup, and it's Cole Calhoun, very fast runner.
Well, listen, this is a hanging breaking ball, inner part of the plate, and you could say, fortunately, that ball was hit on a line drive instead of some elevation, because it had been 3-0.
2-0 now to Cole Calhoun, hitting .297, 7 homers, 27 RBI. So Calhoun getting a chance to play some.
C.J. Wilson's a good pitcher. You do not want to give him too much run support, because he can take advantage of the run support. He's pitched well throughout his career against the A's.
And there's a shot to right field. That's a base hit. Hamilton will trot in to score. Trumbo will be held. So another line drive, and it's an RBI single for Cole Calhoun.
Say what you want, but a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and a 2-0 is that's it. That's right there to hit, and Calhoun didn't miss it. And fortunately, he hit that one hard, because otherwise it would have been 2 runs. But he hit it so hard, Dilo had to hold up Trumbo. Even though with 2 outs, he was running on contact, but he got to Reddick and his strong arm. There's no way was going to send Trumbo.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So a couple of runs for the Angels here in the first. It started with that walk to Shuck. First inning ERA for Parker. It's very high, 5.5. But he always settles down. We'll see if he does that tonight. Trumbo at third, Calhoun at first. Here's Eric Ibar. Ibar swings over top, and the count is 0-1.
Well, fortunately, Perino made a great play on Trout, because that ball could have been a base hit to center field. Nice play by Perino.
It's pitched there, and it's 0-2.
First change up, and it was a beauty. First pitch slider, and then a changeup. If that's his first one of the night, and it was thrown on the 22nd pitch, it would have looked better on the second pitch of the game.
Usually doesn't wait that long to start throwing multiple changeups. Runner goes, line toward Reddick, and Reddick is right there. He's got it, side retired. So 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk for the Angels, and they lead 2-0 after half an inning. Young, Donaldson, Cespedes, who's going to DH tonight, and Norris, Fryman, Callaspo, Reddick, and Perino.
C.J. Wilson making his 5th start of the season against the Athletics. 31st overall, 16 wins, 3 of those coming against the A's. The A's know exactly what he throws when he's with the Rangers, and now 2nd year with the Angels in their rotation. 191 innings, so he's going to eclipse the 200 inning mark this year. Fastball, low 90s. He'll throw a couple of different fastballs, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup. He's got a whole bunch of pitches that he will use, and usually start in the first inning using pretty much all of pitches.
Defensively for the Angels, Shuck, Trout, Calhoun in the outfield, Romine, Ibar, Kendrick, Trumbo on the infield, with Hank Conger doing the catching. So Wilson is set as Coco Crisp steps in the box. Umpires tonight, Chris Conroy calling balls and strikes. Gary Darling, the crew chief, is at first. Jerry Meals at second. Paul Emmel is down at third. So Wilson's ready. Couple runs to work with early in this game. And pours a fastball in for a strike. 256 for Crisp. 19 home runs, 57 RBIs. 4 for 32 in his career against the Angels left-hander. Wilson lost his first start against the A's this year. That was back on the 9th of April. But since then, he has beat them 3 times in a row.
It's a strange game. He got the first 2 outs, and then couldn't get the 3rd out. The A's ended up scoring the first inning, and then it was a game in which Jared Parker loaded the bases first 3, and then got out of the inning without giving up a run. Fourth consecutive game for a home run from Coco Crisp. It started in Houston, and Trout playing left field. Remember, he kind of backed into the fence in left field, and if he goes back to the wall, it probably reaches up and catches it.
And 3-1 pitch is outside, so Coco Crisp has a leadoff walk.
Well,
Angels got a leadoff walk in the first, and that led to 2 runs. See what the A's can do with their leadoff walk.
Number 25, Chris Young.
Like he's trying to establish his fastball. All of the pitches to Chris were fastball, 5 of them, and drawing the walk. And now with runner on, see how quickly he brings in his other pitches. Hank Conger looking at his manager, Mike Scioscia, former catcher, giving the signs.
So Chris Young hitting 205. Takes a first pitch strike. Home run yesterday in Arlington. He was our post-game guest. 12 home runs, 37 RBIs.
See the batting average at 205. It's taken him a long time to get over the 200 mark. 3-1 yesterday. Worked the count against Martin Perez. 3-1. Took him deep to left center. At the A's bullpen where everybody was in the shade.
That's right. Right where they should be.
Yeah.
In the dirt, and the count 1-2. Donaldson in the on-deck circle. A's are 88-61, so this is game number 150 on the year. 12 left after tonight. 6 home, 6 away. And one more off day. That will be next Thursday. It'll be an off day in Seattle for the A's. Bounce to third. You get the out at second. The turn at first just a bit late. Young beats it. So Young will be aboard on a fielder's choice as Coco check in with Howie Kendrick, make sure he's okay. Coco went in hard.
Chris Young, the good speed to avoid being doubled up. Romine, a shortstop moving over to third base, has played exceptionally well. And of course, at second base, Kendrick, not surprised to see him make the type of turn that he did. Let's see. Kendrick's injury helped Grant Green get some playing time. Trade with Caspo coming to the A's from the Angels. Grant Green going home down to Southern California, playing for the Angels.
First pitch to Donaldson is a strike. .302 with 23 home runs and 88 RBIs for Donaldson. Great to see him get real hot his final 2 weeks and get to that 100 RBI mark.
I think if anybody could, he could do it. And probably the biggest downfall for him was the 4-day All-Star break, because he struggled coming out of the break. After the 4 days off, really took him in a couple of weeks almost to get back to the point where he was swinging well.
Outside corner call to strike 1 and 2, so looks like maybe Chris Conroy will give Wilson that outside corner, at least in the early going. He has a couple times. Inside this time, and he just got in a little bit on Donaldson and it's popped up toward Trout. And you wonder, Ray, how much the called strike on the outside corner maybe plays into the next pitch, which was a fastball inside.
Well, and he'll go back to the dugout thinking that he just missed hitting a 2-run home run. Pulled the hands in, but just got under it and maybe inside after the pitch called outside. That is the way C.J. Wilson works. He works both sides of the plate. That's something Josh Donaldson to put in the memory bank, and whether the rest of this game or the next time, he'll be thinking about it.
Well, there you go. You said it, Ray. He's got a lot of pitches, and he uses them all. And first pitch breaking ball. Low strike called by Chris Conroy.
Well, this is good news to see Cespedes back in the lineup. He is DHing, but after he had to miss yesterday because of his right shoulder problem, also with Jared Parker both missing yesterday's game, he's picking up the win and completed the sweep. Cespedes, when he was the A's were home the last homestand, he'd go for a ball and said he kind of landed on his right shoulder awkwardly, and that affected him. Didn't bother him Friday night when he hit the 3-run home run. It did a little bit Saturday and more so yesterday that he had to be scratched.
0-1 pitch. Hit toward left center and off the end of the bat. Trout's there. He's got it side retired. So leadoff walk. The A's cannot do much with it. And we're on to the second. 2-0 Angel. Pouches. Get the product the players use and visit getgrinds.com today. Beautiful night at the Coliseum. Monday night, final homestand of the season, so you got to get out here, folks. 6 more home games left after tonight in the regular season. So it should be a fun week of baseball. Conger, Romine, and Shuck to lead it off against Parker. Just got good news, Ray, from the Dan Otero family.
Yeah, good.
Dan and his wife Tiffany, proud parents this morning. 2:54 a.m. a daughter, Kinsley Lynn Otero, was born. So congratulations to Dan and Tiffany Otero. Dan had to wait that one out a little bit.
Probably a week longer than he thought. Actually, he had said he was going to be leaving tomorrow morning early. So he got the call and went straight to Phoenix, and I'm sure he got there in time. So congratulations. That's great.
0-2 to Conger. And a swing and a miss. First strikeout for Parker.
And the signature pitch, the changeup. A good one. He pulled the string, and first one was to Ibar, got second strike. Then it threw a fastball in, a line drive, but Conger went right after him. And you know, coincidentally, the last time he lost, May 22nd, he threw all fastballs in the first inning when the Rangers hit 2 home runs, gave up 3 runs, did not give up anything after that. Matter of fact, the Rangers didn't score after that inning. The A's did lose 3-2. Changeup is such a good pitch. Hitters do not like to see it, especially when it comes out of the hand of a pitcher like a fastball.
Andrew Romine is the hitter. 1-1 the count to Romine. There's the stretch of games, folks. 19 starts, 9-0 with a 2.61 ERA. Awesome. Parker hasn't lost since May 22nd. C.J. Wilson hasn't lost since July 5th. So you had two guys both pitching great baseball. That one lifted to center. Problem for Coco Crispin. That's out number 2. So Romine is retired, and now to the top of the order, J.B. Shuck.
39, J.B. Shuck.
Shuck led off the game with a walk, and he came around to score on Hamilton's 2-out RBI single. First pitch in first strike with a changeup.
And for Jared Parker, after missing yesterday and not really being able to do anything because he was ill prior to the game and in the clubhouse, but bounced back after a flight from Arlington, Texas, and so it looks like it's taken him an inning to get settled down, because after the Calhoun Bay City, he's pitched well.
As we figured he probably would. Started with 6 consecutive balls to open up. The pitch popped up into the seats. Showing off. Why not? Get a baseball, make a nice play. Tapper. Parker scoops it up, throws to first, and Jared Parker has a 3-up, 3-down second inning. Bottom of the second coming up. 2-0 Angels. Fill-in start, didn't find out till about an hour before the game, and he got the win. His 11th win of the year. He went 5 innings, gave up just 1 run, had 5 strikeouts through 86 pitches, and he was pretty darn good. So Tommy Milone now 11-9 on the year. So
well, the guy sitting next to him to his right, Jesse Chavez, was a former starter, then bullpen, and he was so appreciative and could understand the difficulty for Tommy Milone to be told late within the hour, like you said, of the game, giving the ball pitch as effectively as he did. And now he's back in the bullpen, smile on his face, but a spot start, 11-game winner for the Athletics this year.
So Norris is the hitter. It'll be Norris, Fryman, and Callaspo here in the bottom of the second inning. Another important game going on in that American League wildcard race. The Royals are leading the Indians 5-1 in the top of the 7th inning in Kansas City. Remember, if the Indians were to win that game and they're trailing, they would be one of the 2 wildcard teams. They would jump over the Texas Rangers, who lost. But the Royals now have a chance to pick up a game on Texas. So keep an eye on that one. 5-1 Royals, 7th inning.
Meaningful baseball in Kansas City in September. It's got to be good for them. Very good for a city that's been a long time to have a winner.
Trumbo working his way back toward fair territory. Makes the catch. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Nate Fryman will hit.
Batting in the 6th position, first baseman, number 7,
So
Nate Fryman.
Rangers losing. The A's magic number now to clinch the division is 7. And the A's magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 6. So numbers to keep in mind. 1-0 to Nate Fryman, 281 with 4 home runs, 24 RBIs. That one on the outside corner for a strike. So there's that outside strike call.
I think the interesting thing about that, and we'll see if Chris Conroy, that is his style of umpire tonight, because Parker throwing to the left-handed hitter, he did not give him the call. Parker the shot at bat to the left-hander, but the right-hander is. We have seen that with some umpires. Gary Darling thought it was a strike, called it on the check swing.
So 2-2. And there's that hard slider, and that's a good pitch. And Fryman swings over top. Strikeout number 1 for Wilson.
Well, you have to recognize the spin and know that if it's thrown that hard to the back foot, it's going to be out of the strike zone. But easier said than done, especially with the velocity of the slider.
Number 18, Alberto Callaspo.
So here's Callaspo. 251, 7 homers, 48 RBIs. Probably had a lot of hellos to say to his old teammates tonight. Well, there was no batting practice on the field. That field ready. Raiders played yesterday.
Exception of the darker green area in center field, you never know. Ray Wood and his crew and everybody involved in converting the stadium back to baseball after a football game yesterday. That's quite a job to do, but they've done a very good job to do it.
Pop foul. Headed into the seats.
At least if people were not familiar with the football line, there you see it. There's a 50-yard line right there. You can only do so much in less than 24 hours to get a stadium ready. So that's the mound and the 50-yard line right over the top of each other.
Yeah, second base is literally the middle of the football field. Right in the middle.
And before they put Mount Davis in, it used to run from home plate to center field. So it was different the way.
Exact opposite. 2-2 pitch. Outside, now 3-2.
So it played in Cleveland after the Browns played a game. They would actually paint the field.
Sure.
They would paint the grass. They said, man, this looks great until the ball hit the grass. And then it's a big paint mark on every baseball. So there were a lot of baseballs used in September in Cleveland.
And he walked in with 2 outs. Second walk by Wilson.
Batting in the 8th position, right fielder, number 16, Josh
Now, Ty Waller, of course, works with the outfielders. There's always concern. Clay Wood, the head groundskeeper for many years, and the outfield, while it might look good, there's been plywood sitting on the outfield grass.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and because it kind of showing the areas where he resodded in some different areas, but the real problem is that the center field has the bleachers for football, which those bleachers.
High to right. Calhoun is under it, and he's got it. Reddick flies out. Side retire. So the A's get a 2-out walk, nothing else, and we're headed to the third. 2-0 Angels.
Ticket plan and secure your place in line for 2013 playoff tickets. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or go to oaklandathletics.com/deposit.
Third inning, it'll be Howie Kendrick to lead it off. First pitch, a strike. Kendrick, Trout, and Hamilton here in the third.
And for Jared Parker, pitched well in the second inning, and Josh Reddick just missed hitting a 2-run home run after the walk to Callaspo. So while he's not giving up a run yet, keep him close always makes it interesting for a pitcher. And Jared Parker, and change up starting to work very nicely.
Get ahead of hitters as well. 0-2 to Kendrick. Fastball is low. They've kind of dominated the season series this year. These are 9-4 against the Angels. Of course, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the A's will be in Anaheim. Have won the season series each of the last 3 years. So 5 more games to go after tonight. That one rolled foul. It was early in the year. The A's went in and swept the Angels in Anaheim. That was very early in the season. Tapped foul.
Now for a team that's accustomed to playing in postseason, it is strange for them to be playing the last couple of weeks, knowing that 2 weeks from today, Mike Scioscia and his crew basically will be home, or at least the season will be over. Last couple of years, big signings for Mike Scioscia and the Angels. Derek Weaver there, one of their star pitchers. Not see him in this series.
Marino, the Giants cannot quite get it. Kendrick has base hit. Marino just dove over top. Would have had a tough play throwing out Kendrick if he would come up with it.
Number 27.
A lot of topspin on this baseball. Once it hit in front of home plate and then took off. Watch it pick up after it hit the dirt part of the infield. And it's amazing with the topspin how quickly it can get past an infield. A great diving effort, but when it gets the uniform dirty, he would not be able to throw out Kendrick. He runs too well.
Here's Trout. And I think to say that they're getting restless in Anaheim would be an understatement. This will be the 4th consecutive year that they will not make the playoffs.
I have to wonder if Mr. Marino this coming off season will say not going to sign anybody.
Well, that's you may be right,
because they signed Pujols before last year, and of course C.J. Wilson as well, and Hamilton before this year.
Well, they got a $138 million payroll. That's the 7th highest. It started bad this year, just like it did last year. 9-17. And if you look at the records by month rate, they were never able to recover. And now, they're playing good baseball now, but it's too late. Trout skies one to shallow left. Young coming in. So that's out number 1. And even going back to spring training, the Angels are saying we got to get off to a better start now. We can't have a slow start like we did in 2012. And became a big issue, and they did not get off to a good start again this year.
That's either a local fan or someone drove up from Southern California, because that hat is packed full of Angel pins. Wow, that's got to be heavy. Got the Angel sunglasses, so that's a fan.
That's a good fan. Right. So Hamilton steps in. He had an RBI hit in the first inning.
Got a fastball first pitch, and again, that was surprised then. See if now he's throwing some changeups. If he goes back to the changeup, that usually throws well against Hamilton.
There it was, and that was a good one.
Well, it comes out of his hand fastball, and then the swing. That tells it right there. You don't even have to look at the velocity. The hitter will tell you what type of pitch it is, and that definitely a good changeup.
Another changeup, and it's hit foul just to the end of the Angels dugout. So the count is 0-2. Trumbo in the on-deck circle.
Hitters just do not believe that a pitcher will throw back-to-back and sometimes even back-to-back changeups, just one after another. Remember, again, early April, 3 consecutive changeups to Hamilton, and missed all 3.
And there it was, and it's off of Callaspo, and it rolls into shallow right center field. Kendrick's going to make it to third, and you were hoping it would have been a 4-6-3 double play, and it turns out it's first and third, 1 out. So it's going to be an error on Callaspo. Ball was hit very hard, and Callaspo just could not come up with it.
Well, this changeup probably not at the location where he wanted to be. Saying that Kendrick had to stop because he thought maybe the ball was in the air, but again, a ball with tremendous topspin.
Well, I thought it hit the ground as well, Ray, and it was a line drive.
Yeah, it looked like it was, because Kendrick did stop, and maybe at that point thought it was going to be caught, but it wasn't, and unfortunately rode too far away.
Yeah, I thought it was a one-hopper. Here's Trumbo. Either way, it is an error. And Trumbo hits a shot. Perino knocks it down. Out at second. The throw to first is not in time. Fryman comes off the bag. Kendrick comes in to score, and it's 3-0. So another hard hit ball. Perino knocked it down. Trumbo does not run real well, so you were hoping that maybe the A's could still turn the double play.
He had to have caught it without dropping it. Once he dropped it, everything had to be sped up, and even the throw, because Hamilton, because of that drop right there, Hamilton was able to get on Callaspo quickly, and as a result, Callaspo threw off balance and threw it past, or at least to the right of Nate, and even his 6'8" frame couldn't stretch far enough to keep it.
So Trumbo gets his 96th RBI. And here's Cole Calhoun. High pop-up, shallow right. Reddick is under it, and he's got it side retired. Another run for the Angels. We're going to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Angels over the A's. Brought to you by Casino Matrix, San Jose's newest entertainment destination. Open 24/7. Visit today and see for yourself the Casino Matrix difference. 3-0 the Angels lead. It's the bottom of the third. Andy Perino, the switch hitter, will lead things off. Perino 3 for 27 in the big leagues this year. And first pitch, fastball, that's a touch high. Just joining us, Jed Lowry. Just a little bit of a tight hamstring. He's getting the night off. Nobody seemed too overly concerned about it.
Well, for a player who's really never played in September, as we had mentioned, played more games this year than he's ever played. Good time to get a day off, especially if there's a little tightness, and they're going to take a chance because the A's hope to be playing even longer. And someone never played in September get a chance to play in October. That's got to be special.
2-1 to Perino. Bounces that one towards second. Kendrick takes care of Perino, and that's out number 1 here in the third.
Center fielder, number 4.
Royals still leading the Indians 5-1. That game now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tigers won tonight 4-2 over the Mariners.
Isn't it Max Scherzer still has not won number 20?
No, he's running out of starts.
It's at what, if the A's 2 weeks this Thursday, that was his second attempt.
I think he's had 4 attempts total.
I was thinking that.
He's probably got a couple more. With that win, the Tigers' magic number is now 8. If the Indians lose, it will be 7. So Tigers closing in on the AL Central. Tigers and the A's and the Red Sox battling for that best record in the American League. Coco, left center, and that'll drop for a hit. So that's the first hit for the Athletics.
And a walk for Coco to lead off the game, then a soft single to left center. And if the man in center field cannot catch it, it's a hit. Mike Trout has tremendous speed, but Coco crisp at very little, if any, stride, and lofts it in a triangle. So the ball kind of checked up a little bit, and that's one of the concerns. Started to talk about the plywood in center field where the bleachers sit on the plywood, but the plywood kind of flattens and hardens the ground. And when the bleachers are removed and the plywood, while it looks great, sometimes the ball, once it hits, is really going to take off. I think that's what Clay Wood was talking to Ty Waller about, because of the outfielders that he directs. And so if the ball is hit in the gap after a football game, it's going to take off quickly to the warning track of the wall.
Do you think it takes off enough that if you're an outfielder, you're going to play a couple steps deeper?
Yeah, that's a good idea, because but if it's hit perfectly, it doesn't matter if you're playing on the warning track or playing shallow. You're not going to get to it, but it does make a big difference. I mean, Clay does a great job with this grass for the first 4.5, 5 months of the season. It's probably the best field in baseball. Unfortunately, it's still the only multi-purpose stadium remaining in baseball that you have both football and baseball played on. Raiders don't like that there's a skin infield that they have to play on, and the A's, of course, don't like the difference in the outfield and the infield.
Nobody's happy.
Nobody, exactly.
So 3-0 to Chris Young with Donaldson in the on-deck circle. And that one in for a strike with a fastball.
See, unlike Jared Parker, to Shuck, that 3-0 is kind of an automatic. But once again, it's a right-handed hitter, the left-handed pitcher, and it seemed to be the difference for Chris Conroy to that side of the plate versus the opposite for the right-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter.
Coco has 19 steals on the year. Swing by Young, fouls it straight back. Interesting, you don't see that very often against a left-hander. 13 for 14. So, for whatever reason, C.J. Wilson not doing a great job of holding those.
For him and the lefty, it's all about the front foot, and if it goes straight up, it can go either way, to the plate or to first base. But that time he had to go to home.
And a high fastball, and Young went after, and that's strikeout number 2 for Wilson.
Tickets to potential tiebreaker, wild card, and American League Division Series games will go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tickets will be available online at oaklandathletics.com/postseason, over the phone 877-493-BALL, and at the O.co Coliseum box office.
He's ready.
For what?
Oh, yeah.
Is that real?
Is that real? I would say the hair is real.
Yeah. I was hoping it was.
Color.
It's kind of a mask that he just pulled over his head. Do that to his hair? Yeah, it's his hair. Just need some gold stripes on it. Like real green and gold colors. It's perfect.
0-1 to Donaldson. 0-2 to Donaldson. Donaldson hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning. Angels with 2 in the first, 1 in the third. To Donaldson. Just a bit outside, but pretty good 0-2 pitch by Wilson.
Hank Conger doing the catching, and that time kind of moved inside at the last instant, moved to the outside with a veteran pitcher who has pretty good control. Catcher can afford to do that. Kind of indicate one location in case the hitter is kind of feeling if you're moving or somebody in the on deck circle, but a lot of times can you get a pitcher to throw to a moving target, but C.J. Wilson's pitched long enough that Conger can do it.
They'll go inches off at first. Blocked by Conger. He scrambles after it. Flip that mask off.
Moved very well. Anticipated the hard slider. Anticipated it being in the dirt. Moved his body in front of it. And yes, get rid of the mask. And in case the runner takes off, especially someone as fast as Coco trying to go on a secondary lead.
So 2-2 to Donaldson. Coco runs and the ball's bounced up the middle. Backhanded by Kendrick, who's going to cover, and he throws out Donaldson. How about that play? So not a lot you can do about it. Ball would have been probably into center field, but Kendrick was working that way to cover second base, and he just kept moving, backhanded it, and threw Donaldson out. So that's how the bottom of the third comes to an end. Fourth inning coming up.
Josh Donaldson, because like you said, Kendrick went over. He was the one covering, and Donaldson had a hit taken away from him. Coco, looking back, thought maybe the ball was going to go in center field, but realized that it was there. Donaldson, that's a little smile, like, what's going on?
Ibar to lead it off here in the fourth inning. Ibar, Conger, and Romine.
I think the Angels would like to have had that good fortune happen to them in the first half of the season. Usually something like that, when you're not going well, is a base hit to center and the opposite guy's covering. or Coco's not running.
Yep. And that one on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 to Ibar, who hit a line drive to Reddick and right to end the first inning. Parker with one strikeout so far. He's walked one. Ibar always seems to be a tough out against the A's. Lay off that changeup to even the count at 2-2.
Amazing the spots in the batting order that Ibar has kind of visited throughout the season, but hitting 7th. Mike Scioscia moving the players around. And Shuck leading off. Ibar has been there. He's been 9th, but different positions, trying to figure out where to put guys to try to help them win.
Callaspo takes care of Ibar, and that's out number 1.
Well, one thing tonight, Brandon Moss and Chris Iannetta have something in common. Players of the week, and not playing.
That's true.
Brandon Moss was named the player of the week, and Bob Melvin had to explain why he didn't have a player of the week in the lineup. And I wonder if Mike Scioscia had to do the same thing. So congratulations to Chris Iannetta. Catcher for the Angels, had a great week, ended yesterday, and he is the American League Player of the Week.
Skied on the infield by Hank Conger. Friday has it, and that's out number 2.
There's the veteran catcher, Iannetta.
Now batting, number 7,
have gone up quite a bit. He was really struggling when we saw him earlier this year.
He has a chance to do something that's very rare, to have more walks than hits in a season. That's kind of where he is right now, but there are not many players that have accomplished that.
I guess that's okay if you're hitting 300.
Yeah.
Maybe not okay if you're hitting 230.
No. And while it's nice to be patient and swing at the strikes, but you'd like to swing at strikes and get hits to get the average up.
Good pitch there. 0-2 to Andrew Romine. Romine hit a fly ball to center field in the second inning. And he swings and misses, and that is strikeout number 2, and that ends the top of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Cespedes to lead it off. 3-0 Angels. consecutive starts without a loss. 26. Tweet us at CSN Athletics if you got a good guess. There's Parker with 19 consecutive starts without a loss. Second behind Lefty Grove, who did 21 back in 1931. 1931. Tonight, Parker trailing 3-0. It's the bottom of the fourth inning with Cespedes to lead it off. First pitch to Cespedes. Right there for a strike. Who flied out to center field and the first inning. That would hit up the middle, but Kendrick shaded that way. Slides to his right. Throws. Not in time.
See that?
Cespedes beat it out.
Definitely see that coming. See where Kendrick is playing. He had to move to his right, and once he set to throw, got a lot on it. But Cespedes tremendous speed getting down the line. And that's just part of the 5 tools, and you cannot take the extra crow hop, the extra half second that Kendrick took, and Cespedes really not turning it on until he got halfway and just kind of coasted through the bag, beating it barely.
So leadoff single. Here's Norris. Norris fouled out to Trumbo in the second inning. Flare, broken bat. Trout had a good jump. So Norris is 0 for 2. Authentic Raider fans turn to Comcast Sportsnet. In-depth coverage every day and online. Plus, the authentic post-game show of the team is Raiders Post-Game Live. The authentic home of the Raiders is Comcast Sportsnet. Raiders with a good win yesterday right here at the Coliseum over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's Fryman. Fryman struck out swinging in the second inning. I asked Bo to follow, so he's trying to get something going after the leadoff single by Cespedes. There's that hard slider, and that's what Fryman struck out on in the second inning. Or is it just a cutter, Ray? What do you think?
No, it's a hard slider. And then, see, he does throw a cutter, but that much break, and he did take a little bit off the pitch, but it's typical of a pitcher. When he gets base runner, it becomes a different type pitcher. Almost the point, he's not opposed to putting a runner on base. At least he will challenge him. Saw the 50% fastballs that he throws, but definitely changes when he pitches out of the stretch.
Missed 3-1 to Fryman.
With Nate Fryman, I'd pull my pant legs up to my knees and let you know I'm tall.
There's the stretch for Wilson. He has lost just once in his last 17 starts. So he's on a roll just like Parker is. It's Wilson in year 2 of that big 5-year contract he signed with the Angels. Bounce to third. Romine charges, flips to second. Throw to first is high, and Fryman beat it as Trumbo had to come off the bag. When he came back down, his foot was on the bag, but Fryman was already past it. So Kendrick, a good throw, and it's probably a double play.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Nate Fryman probably swung the ball forward. Pitch was down low. Not much he could do except beat the ball to the ground. But he did hustle to avoid the double play. With Kendrick's high throw, and right, Trumbull came down, but Nate Fryman was already there.
So 2 outs, and here's Cayaspo.
Swing on the 3-1 by Fryman might be a result of not a lot of consistent playing time.
First pitch down around the knees for a strike. Cayaspo walked in the second inning. He shoots this one down the right field line. Calhoun in foul territory makes a nice running catch. Side retired. So the A's get a leadoff single. That's it. And we're through 4. It's 3-0 Angels. Consecutive starts without a loss with 26. Ray, I'm sure you faced that gentleman, the lefty Dave McNally. 26 straight in 1969 for the, I would say, pitching-rich Baltimore Orioles.
That's right. One of 4 20-game winners in 1971. Fortunately, we have mentioned in the past the late Dave McNally, Mike Cuellar, Pat Dobson, and Jim Palmer. The other 4, and only Jim Palmer still with us.
Shuck lines a single to left field to lead off the 5th inning, so the Angels have their leadoff hitter aboard.
Now batting.
It's the 3rd time in 5 innings they've got the leadoff man on, and the other 2 they scored in those innings.
Unfortunately, so often we see that when a hitter gets a fastball or any sort of a pitch about belt high, and a good hitter take it to the opposite field, and Shuck has done that.
Shuck's done a nice job. He's getting to play quite a bit. It's average right up around 300.
Now, Peter Bourjos, unfortunately for the Angels and especially Bourjos, another injury kind of shortened his season. At the beginning of the season, he was playing center, and Mike Trout was playing left. Hamilton to right, so a lot of speed in the outfield for the Angels.
You know, it's too bad for Bourjos. He didn't get to play a lot last year because of Trout. But then this year, it's going to be the stay. He's been banged up this year a lot. So almost 2 years where Bourjos just hasn't been able to play a whole lot.
Well, the A's let Vernon Wells, or the Angels let Vernon Wells and Torrey Hunter go. That opened up a spot for Bourjos, but there's too many injuries.
That one is hit to right, and that's a base hit. And Shuck to third, and he'll make it. And Kendrick does his thing. We've seen that a lot.
A real shock also that it was Caiespo covering, and you would think, I don't know who's making the calls up the middle, but if Howie Kendrick with the runner on the move, if you have anybody but the shortstop cover, he's one of the best. Watch Caiespo open up the whole right side, and that's a perfect shot for one of the better hitters. But a hit and run and hit him behind the run.
Boy, that pitch was about a foot inside,
well,
too.
And that's his way of hitting. He pulls the hands in as well as anybody. And with Michael Young in the National League, Howie Kendrick might be one of the best of, well, Derek Jeter, of course, when the Yankees, when he plays, but inside out swing, hitting the ball to right field. So I'm just shocked that the second baseman, Caiespo, knows him also. He played with him. So he knows that Kendrick one of the best to hit the ball to right field.
Even if the pitch is on the inside.
Absolutely,
half, right?
Absolutely. I mean, in that case, you can't go with the pitch location as to who's going to be covering.
So here's Trout. Runners at the corners, nobody out, and Trout takes down and in. So trouble for Parker here in the 5th. Trout with a ground out and a fly ball to left field.
Got his 100th walk yesterday. Amazing.
You know, Ray, as great as he was last year, he's probably having an even better year this year. Remember, he wasn't in the big leagues in April last year. Foul to the screen.
And that's another part of the Angels' kind of misery, because he did not start the season last year. When he came up, they took off, and just a great year last year in the 139 games, already 7 more than that this year. But what a season last. I don't think sophomore jinx even comes into his vocabulary.
Then you see a lot of similarities, close to it, but the walks, how about the big jump and walks?
Absolutely. Well, and for him, a walk is like a double, because he has the capability of stealing bases.
Do you think that the walks are just simply a product of, at times, pitchers maybe pitching around him a little bit?
And his knowledge of the strike zone. He's very patient, as we saw last year, and seeing just as much this year.
And there's a shot, and that's going to be fair, and that's trouble. Shuck's going to score. Kendrick is being held at third. And Mike Trout just ripped a double into the corner.
High changeup did not fool him, but again, the location's the key. As the case of Shuck at the high fastball, high changeup to Trout, and
Now batting, number 32.
would not be surprised the ball's hit that hard.
So for Trout, that's his 39th double of the year, and that's his 87th RBI. And now Parker's going to have to be real careful to not let this thing get away. It's already 4-0.
Well, last start for C.J. Wilson here against the Athletics, and Bob Millen saw the Angels score a 3 and a 4 spot in back-to-back innings. Kind of put the game away. That was a Dan Straley start.
First pitch, a fastball inside to Hamilton. An RBI single and a run scored in the first, and then Hamilton reached on an error in the third. Changeup, swings and misses. And that one was a strike, whether he swung at it or not. I mean, watch where the location is. It's really right there. 11-12 miles per hour difference. Cute foul and another changeup. Royals now leading the Indians 7-1 in the 8th inning. So 1-2 with Trumbo waiting in the on-deck circle. Nice block.
Hard changeup, spiked it, and Eric Norris a good job, like Conger, moving his body in front of the ball.
So 2-2. Swing and a miss. He stayed right with that changeup, and Hamilton chased it, and that's out number 1.
Well, he threw it hard. Hamilton gears up, and
Number 44.
whether or not he recognized it, but it's almost like you throw him a fastball, he's ready, but something off speed. It's a similar swing that he's out in front. And if you look back to the first inning, how different might the game have been instead of a first pitch fastball of his changeups that he's throwing now. But Parker did not throw any changeups in the first inning.
A little bit low to Trumbo.
Just like to see him go in the bullpen and throw nothing but changeups, so he's ready to go when Pitt takes them out.
Trumbo. He doubled in the first. He picked up an RBI in the third on a fielder's choice. So he's closing in on 100 RBIs. He's got 96.
Well, he's got to feel great because he had a horrible second half last year.
Sure did. Outside, and even with the struggles last year in that second half, Trumbull still knocked in 95 runs, but he was well on his way to 100. He had 87 RBIs in 2011. That was his rookie season. Home run increase each and every year. So 2-0. He was going to rip at a fastball, and he got one and had a little movement on it.
Down and in. Might have been out of the strike zone, but you like to see the aggressiveness of a hitter. RBI situations and kind of expanding the strike zone. I don't know if I'd want to be a shortstop or third baseman with them up playing in, which they are.
3-1. Cole Calhoun is the on-deck hitter. Parker trying to work his way out of a jam, a run in here in the 5th for the Angels. And there was the fastball, but again, well, good spot. A little down. So full count as Parker needs another strikeout.
Well, he has first base open, lefty in the on-deck circle, but Trumbo is more of a power hitter, veteran type hitter, and could take the chance, maybe even pull the string of the changeup. Stayed inside with all the fastballs.
Here it is, and he checked his swing. He did not go around, and the bases are loaded. So Trumbo was able to hold up.
It's in the hard slider, not a bad pitch, but good take.
Number 56, Cole Calhoun.
So Kendrick at third, Trout at second, Trumbo at first, 1 out. And here's Calhoun. Jerry Blevins to the bullpen mound, so he's going to start getting ready. 73 pitches for Parker. Parker's had just 1 3-up, 3-down inning. That was the 4th. Calhoun takes low. Calhoun with an RBI single in the first, a fly ball to right field in the third. Calhoun, like Shuck, getting a chance to play and doing a pretty nice job. Fastball, tailing back into the strike zone, 1-1 the count.
Angels with the September call-ups at one time 26 players. They have added a few today after some of the minor league teams have completed their playoffs, but a lot of young players already on this roster even before the September call-ups.
Bounced off the plate, foul. So now Parker ahead in the count 1-2, so he can go for the strikeout.
Rob Peachlow, bench coach for Mike Scioscia, and Peach, a former member of the Athletics, the Padres. They're good infielders. He always talks about Captain Sal Bando, how much he meant. Norris wants it in the dirt. He put his glove there. Fastball though inside.
So the count even now 2-2. That's Ibar. He's waiting. Going to get a chance to hit. And a little looper into right field, a base hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score as Trout slides in. The ball rolls behind Norris, but runners hold up. And Calhoun with a 2-run single, and it's now 6-0 Angels.
And broke his bat and did throw him the changeup, but just stayed up maybe a little bit too much, a little bit above the knees, and a couple of strikes did not fool Calhoun. Trout read it perfectly. That's why Nino Ito was able to send him from second base, and with his speed, you hear the crack of the bat.
So that's going to be it for Jarrod Parker. He goes just 4 1/3 innings tonight. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Blevins coming in. So, tough night for Jarrod Parker. Gives up 8 hits, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts on 78 pitches. So Blevins comes in, still just 1 out. Ibar swings around to hit from the right side. And the first pitch is a fastball for a strike. 5-0 with a 3.50 ERA for Jerry Blevins. Ibar is 0 for 2 tonight. I don't know if Trumbo will be going anywhere, but Blevins wants to at least keep him in the vicinity of second base. Good off-speed pitch from Blevins. The count is 0-2.
Probably not so much of matchups and turning Ibar around to bat right-handed, just simply that Jared Parker, and again, probably it's a pass just because of being sick yesterday and he had something wrong 24 hours before. It's a quick recovery. And did make the start tonight, did move everybody back a day. So on one hand, while he was able to start, Sonny Gray and spreading the rest of the rotation gives them an extra day.
So Sonny Gray scheduled to pitch tomorrow.
Straley will now pitch on Thursday against the Twins instead of Wednesday. It'll be A.J. Griffin on Wednesday.
So 0-2 to Ibar. Hits one toward left. Chris Young backs up a couple steps. He's there. And he's got it. So Ibar is retired for the third time. 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and Hank Conger will hit. He did give C.J. Wilson 6 runs to work with the way he's been pitching lately.
Well, both pitchers coming in with some long streaks of not losing, so one of them was going to have to bite the bullet tonight, unfortunately.
First pitch to Conger, who is also a switch hitter. In fact, the bottom 3 guys in the Angels lineup, Ibar, Conger, Romine, are all switch hitters.
Really kind of helps Mike Scioscia, the manager, because of Conger being a switch hitter. Because he does not have to pinch hit in certain situations. Iannetta more just a straight right-handed hitter. They've used 2 catchers pretty much all year, Conger and Iannetta. An off-speed pitch to change up. Conger never gets cheated.
No, he does not.
From the right or the left, he never gets cheated.
He does not own a 2-strike swing.
No.
And that one is hit into center field, and that's a hit. Trumbo digging around third. He's going to score. Calhoun goes to third, and it's 7-0. The Angels lead. So Conger, behind in the count, picks up an RBI single.
Swung at a changeup outside, but then Jared Blevins goes more to the breaking pitch. Or maybe another changeup, but whatever is off speed, looked like it might have been initially a slider coming into the swing, but Conger with the aggressiveness up the middle, and again first and third.
Number 7,
so Conger gets his 21st RBI, and here's Andrew Romine. Romine standing very upright, right side of the batter's box, takes down and away. The Royals won that game over the Indians 7-1 in Kansas City, so a good night for the Royals as they pick up a game on what would be the Texas Rangers, the second wild card team. The Royals are right in it, folks. They're 2.5 games behind the Rangers.
Exciting times in Kansas City. That's great for the organization, because for many years it's kind of playing out the schedule.
So where do you think the Rangers go after St. Petersburg?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep. They're not going to watch a game at Arrowhead Stadium either.
Oh, they are not. So the Rays beat the Rangers. The Indians lose. Orioles and Yankees not playing. Royals win. So that is as updated as you're going to get tonight, folks.
Not bad to stay home and pick up a half game. not play. That's pretty much what has happened to a couple of teams. And Scribner gets loose.
And if you're the Indians, you lose, but you don't lose any ground to that second wild card team. And that's a base hit right center field. So Calhoun comes in to score. Romine with a hit.
Great job, man.
So the 2-out hits just keep coming for the Angels.
The old inherited runner scoring, that does not help. No, the bullpen. Kurt Young's going to visit Jerry Blevins, but outside, just really good hitting. With Romine in the upright stance, taking the outside fastball, going to right center. But the relief pitchers, as Jesse Chavez told me today, it's kind of a continuation of starters. They do well, you want to continue to do it. Well, in case tonight, the book is closed on Jarrett Parker, and it's not a particularly great line.
8 runs, 7 earned.
Now batting, number 39, J.B. Shuck.
So, the 10th man to bat in the inning is J.B. Shuck.
Smith, one of the trainers, checking Hank Conger. Maybe he saw the big swing also. Rick just wanted some airtime.
Sure, and he's getting it, and you know what, he deserves.
He's been around long enough to deserve it, absolutely. That was the hitting coach along with Mike Scioscia. And they have to be happy the way the Angels are playing. Kind of an evaluation of players by the Angels in the second half, especially the last couple of months.
First pitch to Shuck is a strike. Shuck's doing his thing tonight. A walk, a ground out, and a single, and he has scored twice. Strike down around the knees, 0-2.
I think one of the games that stands out that the Angels actually will look back. They were playing the Twins, had a chance. The tie game in the 9th inning. Shuck grounded into a double play. With his speed, you would not think that would happen, but took it to extra innings. The Twins won in extra innings down in Anaheim. But infield played back in a tie game, bottom of the 9th, and did not get it done. But those were some of the things that were not going the Angels' ways at the time.
So right now, the way they're playing, he would not have hit into it.
No, heck no, game over.
Fryman has it, and this should end the inning, but it's a good one for the Angels. They score 5 times on 6 hits. So bottom of the 5th coming up, 8-0 Angels. Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek's Challenger Slot Tournaments. Free entry daily from 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. Visit cachecreek.com for details. 8-0. The Angels lead the A's, and it's the bottom of the 5th inning.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Athletics, right fielder.
So Reddick to lead it off, followed by Perino and Crisp against C.J. Wilson.
Well, the A's now want to score a run. At least make it interesting. Reddick came the closest. The A's were trailing by 2 in the 2nd inning after a 2-out walk to Cayespo. Reddick just missed hitting a 2-run home run, which would have at the time tied the game, but flew out deep to right field in just his 2nd at bat.
Wilson pours a fastball in there for a strike.
But yesterday, Reddick hit a home run in his last at bat after a 4-pitch walk to Brandon Moss. I said, how shocked were you to get a fastball down the middle? He said, I wasn't. He said, I hadn't been playing, hadn't been swinging. They probably thought they wanted to get ahead with the first pitch strike. They had a 2-run home run. So good on his part that he was looking fastball and got it, and able to hit his 12th for the season.
Kendrick takes care of that one. Reddick is 0 for 2, and that's 1 out. A's have not had multiple base runners in any inning against Wilson. And they have just 2 hits. A single by Crisp in the 3rd, a single by Cespedes in the 4th. And that one under the glove of Wilson, but it's off the foot of Perino, so it's a foul ball. Perino going to walk this one off a little bit.
Well, that wasn't a fake.
And he's got about as much protection as you can have.
But not enough.
Not enough. Right on the toe.
Yep.
Boom. He's got a foot and a shin guard. And that's a big foot guard as well.
So I just need steel-toed shoes and it'd be okay. Because that's the only thing that would have helped him.
Fastball high, 2-1. Wilson's thrown 65 pitches. He's the guy who he generally throws a lot of pitches.
I think 7 innings on his last start that he made against the A's in July.
He does not have a complete game this year.
Only the time when they didn't count pitches, when he had a chance. There was a time when they did count pitches. Nobody really cared, but that's not the case now.
Fastball, Perino swings and misses. Strikeout number 3 for Wilson, and that's out number 2. 110 pitches per game is the average for Wilson, and that's the most in the majors. How about that? He's going to be a 200-inning guy for the 4th consecutive season. Right now, with his 4 complete innings tonight, he's at 195. Go swings at an off-speed pitch. He missed it. That one at the knees, and it's a quick 0-2.
No fastballs. Change up first pitch, slider second pitch.
Fastball that's outside. that one inside corner, and Coco knew it, and that's 4 strikeouts for Wilson, so he's retired 6 in a row, and it's 8-0 Angels after 5. California.com for all of your favorite segments, which are available on demand right now. We hit the diamond with Josh Reddick as he shows Med Free the finer points of the outfield. CSNCalifornia.com. It's your interactive home for authentic Bay Area sports. So that'll be interesting. And if you want to talk about outfield play, I would say Reddick is the guy to go to. New pitcher for the A's, it's Evan Scribner. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So Scribner comes in for appearance number 16 on the year. And they face Kendrick, Trout, and Hamilton.
Gives Evan Scribner a chance to maybe pitch multiple innings. And just always remember this time last year when he was pitching for the Athletics and did a very good job.
So he's ahead of Kendrick 1-2. Kendrick, a couple of singles tonight, and he has scored a pair of runs. It was a 5-run 5th inning that busted this game open. 5 runs and 6 hits in that 5th inning. And it was this group of hitters right here who did a lot of the damage. That one's hit hard. Donaldson grabs it. Got it out of the air, and a heck of a play by Donaldson for out number 1.
As much as he likes playing third base, this is a shot. Fortunately for him, he's at least playing deeper. And
number 27, Mike
catches
Trout.
the ball right at the dirt and making sure everybody knows he caught it. He's going to just keep the ball held high in his glove, and can't blame him. What a great play. Got close to hitting his kneecap as he went down for it.
A 1 out for Trout. Trout a ground out, a fly out, and an RBI double in the 5th inning. He's got 87 RBIs.
You think of Donaldson, the way he plays the game so aggressively and so soft-spoken. Very soft-spoken player, but he can definitely do the job, whether with the glove as he just showed or swing of the bat. What a great season he's having swinging the bat. Loves to play. Why not? Give him a chance to play every day at third base. Does not have to worry about catching anymore.
that may be why he's happiest of all.
Absolutely. That's why you take a ball off his hand as he did with Pelfrey and stay in the game. And really, it's kind of the mentality of being a catcher. You get the bumps and bruises for being a catcher, and the high fastball to Mike Trout from Evan Scribner. It's been up in the zone, this one intentionally, and got the job done. Trout hit a changeup from Jared Parker's last at bat, couldn't catch up with a good fastball on this one.
So 2 outs for Hamilton.
And he's in the sneaky fastball, the lateness of it.
Hit hard, but Perino was playing behind second base, and Hamilton is retired. Scribner with a 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 6th, coming up 8-0. Angels lead. Kotsay when he was with the Athletics, and he announced his retirement when this season comes to an end. 17 years overall, and for the A's, he was here in 2004, 2010. This may be his most famous play as an Athletic in the 2006 playoffs. In 2004, he hit .314 for the A's. So a very, very good player, and probably an even better clubhouse presence. He was well respected with every team he played with.
Yeah, he's, matter of fact, he actually did a post-game interview with us the first time, and he said, "What took us so long?" That's how much he wanted to be on the air. But great player in one of the most memorable games right here, and it's against the Angels. A game in which John Lackey was pitching. Kotsay got a hit the first batter, and Lackey retired the next 27. So that close to a perfect game for John Lackey, but Mark Kotsay ruined it as the first hitter for the A's.
So we wish Mark good luck, whatever he decides to do, and I'm sure that there's numerous things he could do in the world of baseball if he wants to do that. Tommy Field is in the game at second base. So Howie Kendrick's done for the night. C.J. Wilson is not, as he keeps pumping strikes in there. Wilson, 1 walk, make it 2 walks and 4 strikeouts through 5 innings. And he's retired 6 in a row. Good off speed, grabs the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Looking at the magic numbers around baseball. They changed or not tonight. The Red Sox magic number coming in was 4. Now they did not play. Swing and a miss by Young. He'll run to first, and that's where he's retired, and that's out number 1.
The A's Oktoberfest is this Saturday, September the 21st. Specialty beers will be available to fans 21 and over throughout the Coliseum. 10,000 fans will receive an Oktoberfest night. It's courtesy of Sox. German-themed entertainment will take place throughout the game. Purchase a special field-level ticket package that includes a Brewmaster meet and greet and ceramic stein. Visit OaklandAthletics.com/Oktoberfest.
Donaldson takes a strike. So the Red Sox magic number stays at 4 to clinch the AL East. The Tigers won and the Indians lost. So that means Detroit actually moves up 2 games. So their magic number is now 7 in the AL Central. A's magic number is also at 7 due to the Rangers' loss.
I'm sure the Ranger is very appreciative of their former Ranger pitching well against the Athletics. Jerry Wilson, a reliever, closer, became a starter with the Rangers. So in his case, turned out to be a good move because he signed a 5-year contract with the Angels as a starter. But if you're a closer or a starter, you're probably going to be paid handsome.
Yeah.
It's 2 of the most important positions as a pitcher is concerned.
We may not agree with all the things that C.J. Wilson has to say, but he's pretty good. This is his 4th year as a starter. He's gone 15-8, 16-7, 13-10, and this year he's 16-6. And he's going to have 4 straight years over 200 innings pitched. And he's pretty good.
A good group of lefties there also.
And 3-1 pitch is high, so Donaldson has a walk. So that's walk number 3 from Wilson.
Now, Coco's base hit wasn't hit that hard. Cespedes was an infield hit. So other than the 3 walks, the 2 hits that he's given up through 5 and a 3rd inning really had not been that much. So not a lot of solid contact for the A's.
So Cespedes steps in. Fly out and a base hit for Cespedes. He's DHing tonight. And that one grabs the outside corner. The Dodgers coming into tonight had a magic number of 4. They are playing the 2nd place team, the Diamondbacks, in Arizona right now. They're losing 2-1 in the 9th inning. The Dodgers very close to the National League West crown. And the Braves also a magic number of 4.
They were playing
canceled today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Tragedy in Washington, D.C. and that's where the Braves were to play the Nationals. So I believe they're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow.
Very nice.
1-2 to Cespedes. And he lines one off the glove of Tommy Field. And it rolls into shallow right field. Donaldson thought about maybe going to 3rd, but he stops. So Cespedes has his 2nd hit tonight. Just the 3rd for the Athletics.
Just think of his right arm didn't feel sore. Wow. He's had some solid swings, a couple of balls to the right side of the field just in the game. Had experienced that bullet off the man of Cespedes, kind of slicing away from him. Down 7, Josh Donaldson. That's a perfect time to look at your 3rd base coach and not run through a stop sign.
So 2 on, 1 out for Norris. Norris is 0 for 2. The first real threat against Wilson.
Norris has had some good games against C.J. Wilson, whether in Anaheim or here. Hit a home run against him, an off hit here. All 8 home runs by Derek Norris have come against left-handers.
And that one hit hard past the diving eyeball. Donaldson rounds third, and the A's are going to be on the board against C.J. Wilson. So Norris comes through, a hard hit ball, and he gets his 27th RBI.
Mike Butcher's going to pay a visit to his pitcher after a 1-out walk. And again, we talk about this field and how hard the ball hits at the top spin. Ibar diving for the ball, thinking he had a chance to maybe turn it into a double play, but that quickly, the ball passed him. Hard hit by Derek Norris, and Donaldson, while almost slipping, approaching third, able to score standing up. Derek Norris has been aggressive and swinging about well.
So the meeting comes to an end. So a walk and a couple of singles, and the A's are on the board.
Now batting, first baseman.
So here's Fryman.
Nate Fryman.
Fryman has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees. Wilson gets ahead of Fryman 0-1. Callaspo will be next. That slider that Fryman has swung at a couple times tonight. He did not go that time.
Again, it's a great pitch for a pitcher, but if a hitter can recognize the spin and you don't swing, because more times than not it's going to be out of the strike zone. That's one of Brett Anderson's best pitches, the hard slider to the back foot. Most of the time it's in the dirt, out of the strike zone.
That one bounced towards short. Out at second and dug out at first by Trumbo, and that's a double play. So the A's get a run on 2 hits and a walk. 7th inning coming up. Angels 8, Athletics 1. California is brought to you by Evergood Sausage Company. All Angels so far, they lead 8-1. And it's the top of the 7th inning. Lots of changes for the Athletics. We'll give those to you in just a moment. As it's the 7th inning, and Evan Scribner's back out there. And Michael Choice is now in the game, and he's in left field. Chris Young goes to center. So Coco Crisp is out of the game. Alberto Callaspo now at third base. So Donaldson is out. Callaspo was playing second base. So Jamal Weeks will take over at second base. So Choice in left. Young moves to center. Callaspo moves to third. Weeks is now playing second base. So that's your changes. Scribner's ready after a 3-up, 3-down 6th inning. He faces Trumbo here in the 7th. Trumbo a double, an RBI fielder's choice, and then he walked and scored in the 5th inning. He got a good at bat in that 5th inning. A 3-2 count with runners at second and third, and he was able to lay off a breaking ball from Parker that loaded the bases, and then Calhoun got an RBI hit. Knocked in 2. 2-0 fastball in for a strike.
Hey, think about the pitch, the slider versus the changeup. The changeup looks like a fastball coming out of the hands, but the slider definitely has a spin. And Trumbo very strong, able to not swing at a pitch that Parker had hoped he would in the slider. Sometimes it's just about the spin and the recognition of the pitch by the hitter.
(3-1) is skied just to our left. One bounce, a little scrum going on. Somebody in that group ended up with the baseball.
Somebody had a glove and disappointed they didn't make the play.
Another foul ball just below us. Well, just about one section over from the last foul ball. This one is going to be playable when it eventually comes down, and Callaspo has it.
Scribner was great. That's what you want to see a pitcher do. Get out of the way.
Did he bail out?
He just went over the foul line. First base foul line. That was great. You know, instead of standing there and getting away and pointing, watch Scribner. Fly ball. There it is. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Somebody take over now that you know where it is. 45-yard line. Right on the foul.
So here's Cole Calhoun. Fastball is high. If you haven't heard, the Rays beat the Rangers tonight 6-2. Alex Cobb was the winning pitcher for the Rays. He has 9-3. Callaspo scoops it up. That's out number 2. We've been impressed with Alex Cobb, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he had a complete game here and a loss when the Rays were just in town a couple of weeks ago.
Number 2.
He had 10 strikeouts tonight in 8 innings. The losing pitcher was Matt Garza, and Matt Garza, he just has not pitched well for the Rangers, and I'm sure they're disappointed. 6 earned runs in 4 1/3.
And he's a free agent also. He's pitching for a contract. See, there's
the hard ground. You are absolutely correct. And Ibar's not stopping. He's legging to third, and he's going to be in there with a sliding triple. Well, you are absolutely correct, Ray. That was a perfect example of the ground being very hard. It just shot right past Chris Young.
And he wasn't that far from it either. And what seemed like maybe just a base hit.
Now batting, number 16.
Fastball, high bar. That ball you can see leaving the bat where it's going. Slightly into right center. Chris Young, good speed, and just could not catch up. Could not get to it. And you could just see the top spin. You see it on an artificial surface and a little bit underneath in right field. But Chris got it. Easy triple for Ibar.
Conger with a swing and miss. Conger 1 for 3 with an RBI hit. I think too, talking about Matt Garza, Ray, when you trade a lot to get a guy and you've lost 6 in a row and you need a win desperately, he can't get knocked around, and he did.
Well, that's a great point, because you look at their rotation. That's a pretty decent rotation of the Rangers. And you've lost 7 straight. Something wrong. Because somebody's got to be a stopper.
So Conger strikes out, and Ibar is stranded at third. 7th inning stretch from the Coliseum. It's the Angels 8. It's the A's 1. A's 8-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Callaspo, Reddick, and Perino to hit, and C.J. Wilson still out there. So Bob Melvin checking the scorecard, and at this point you may be saying, well, is there anybody else that I could give a couple innings off? And maybe that's what's happening with Donaldson and Coco Chris.
Well, if there's any positives about September baseball, the call-ups at times, and be the second time that recently actually the A's have had a chance to put some players in. The A's have had a pretty good stretch of games in which they've been winning. 8-2 last homestand, 5-1 recent road trip.
First pitch to Callaspo is in for a strike. Callaspo has walked and hit a fly ball to right field. And that one's outside. Royals beat the Indians 7-1, as we mentioned. Shields over Kazmir. Shields was terrific, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. There's Pedro Figueroa, the lefty, starting to throw. So Shields, remember, he didn't win much early on, but he got the win tonight. He's 12-9 now on the year.
But that was an off-season acquisition by the Royals, Dayton Moore, and he's paying dividends.
Yes, he is.
Need a big game. Big game, James Shields. Well, that's the reason he got the nickname.
Tigers beat the Mariners 4-2. Porcello got his 13th win. He also had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. He beat Joe Saunders. So 3-2 now to Cayaspo with Reddick waiting to hit. Payoff pitch, and it's hit high to shallow right center. Trout is over and under, and that's out number 1.
MLB.com @Bat is celebrating 5 years as your #1 mobile app for live baseball. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. @Bat delivers A's baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text @Bat to 31826 or visit OaklandAthletics.com for details.
So 1 away here in the 7th inning as Reddick steps in. Interesting numbers from a handful of games tonight. I guess probably the best word I would use is maybe surprising. How about that, Ray? Wilson hangs on. He's got it. Well, here at the Coliseum, just a little over 14,000 tonight. In Kansas City tonight, it's a big series. Royals are 2 weeks left. They're in this. 15,413.
Oh, no.
And in St. Petersburg tonight, another huge series, Rays and Rangers, 10,724.
Wow.
So 3 crowds that I think all agree on probably surprising in number as far as being a lower number than maybe we thought.
Well, I think everybody would look at Monday on September the 16th, school, and that always factors in a little bit. But still, when you have teams that are supposed to play in October baseball, you'd like to see better support.
You would think.
Yeah. A's have had 12 sellouts this season. Tonight, obviously not one of them to add on, but hopeful for the remainder of the week. But I think whenever you have a Monday night crowd of 35,000, 40,000 in some places, then maybe they don't have school. But they really doesn't factor in that much. Oh, there's a little bit 7th inning high strike.
So Perino strikes out. He's a little surprised at the call, and then a strikeout number 6 for Wilson.
Friday, September the 20th, after the A's take on the Minnesota Twins, 7:05 p.m. Be on the lookout for Star Wars characters roaming the ballpark throughout the game. Then enjoy the Star Wars theme show from the outfield grass. On-field capacity is limited. Purchase a special field level ticket package at oaklandathletics.com/Star Wars to receive a limited edition Star Wars t-shirt while supplies last.
So 8-1, those youngsters are. They may get a complete game tonight. They may be sleeping by the time they get out of the parking lot, but they're hanging in there tonight. Pedro Figueroa is the new pitcher for the A's. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So third game for Pedro Figueroa since being brought up from the minor leagues.
A good opportunity for him to throw strikes. Came in one other time, did not throw many strikes, but this is a great opportunity. And I think any time for young players, pitchers, position players, these are opportunities that you really look forward to if you're not seeing a lot of action during the regular season, at least the first 5 months.
So leadoff single by Andrew Romine.
Fastball right over the mound. Snatched at it, but fouled
Your
through
attention,
just a little
please.
bit to the third
Ladies
base
and
side.
gentlemen, for Los Angeles, batting for Shuck, number 19, Colin Cowgill.
So this is Colin Cowgill hitting for Shuck. The Bluebirds are out for Colin Cowgill.
I don't remember Colin signing a huge free agent contract and leaving the A's either. Matter of fact, quite the contrary. But you know, that is strange when that happens. You would like to think that when their former A's come back, that you'd like to see them cheered, because Colin's one of the nicest guys. And I remember he said last year when he's playing for the skipper Bob Melvin in the great second half, he said, I'd take a bullet for the man. He said, that's how much I think that Bob Melvin's doing a great job. And Colin Cowgill played. Sure. Played hard. So not worthy of a welcome like that.
So what you're saying is he didn't say, I love it here, I want to play the rest of my career here, I'm not going anywhere, and then sign as a free agent.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. No, I think it was.
I don't think he did that. You're right.
No. But I think there just seems to be a certain group of people that hear a name and remember they were in the green and gold, and it's automatic. Boo.
It's automatic.
Automatic.
So I can't imagine when you came back here, when you're with the Indians the second time, they better not have booed you.
I don't remember. I guess I probably would have remembered if it had happened.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
No, it's
No. I don't think they did. 3-2 to Cowgill. And he bounces that one fair. Nice play by Callaspo. Flips it to first, and they got him. Sensational play by Alberto Callaspo.
well, third base is normal position. At least that's where he was playing with the Angels, and Cowgill can fly down the line, and Callaspo, all he had to do or could do really spin and throw. And fortunately Fryman at first base, but man, you talk about quickness and getting rid of the ball. He did a great job. Popped up and really did not have time to pick up his target, just threw it. And Nate stretching, and I think Nate is so proud of his stretching now. That's something he wasn't doing the early part of the season.
Stretch out that big 6'8" body.
He could almost stretch the mound, really help the infielders.
So the runner Romine is now at second base with one out for Tommy Field. 12th game for Tommy Field. Fastball a little outside, but Field missed it. So 2-1 the count. Evan Scribner, good 2 innings of work. 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Scribner. Fouled straight back. The Angels with 12 hits in the game, the A's with 4. The A's have made the only error in the game. It's by Callaspo when he was playing second base in the 3rd. Outside, and the count is now full to Tommy Field. Trout in the on-deck circle. And fastball there from Figueroa, and Field strikes out for out number 2.
Steve Scarsone up with the ball club, a AAA manager in Sacramento. So good to see Rivercats manager with the club for a couple, 2 or 3 days.
27.
Last year, Darren Bush, the AAA manager, came up and spent September, and he is now with the club. It's Steve Scarsone, a former Major League player and moving up through the A's system and getting a chance to manage this year in Sacramento. So welcome, Steve. Good season. They didn't go as long. It seems like every year in the postseason, but not so much this year. But good to see the A's bringing up some of the minor league personnel, the managers, and let them sit in the dugout in a Major League uniform, although Scarsone has done that as a player.
Trout 1 for 4 with an RBI double, and he hits one very high and deep to left center field. Young is looking up, and that one is gone. Monster home run for Mike Trout. And that may have hit the windows of a luxury booth, luxury box, way, way out in center field.
So much for the ball not carrying to the Coliseum in that time.
Let's see where this one goes.
Crushed. And Trout just, what a great short compact swing, and high, deep.
It did hit that window.
It hit the lower suites.
Big boy home run.
Oh man. Sal Fasano. Get one kind of left center. Cespedes hit one over there last year, the home opener.
So Trout now 24 home runs and 89 RBIs. So that's impressive. This is John Hester, who's pinch hitting for Hamilton. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2 the count. All games are final now. We gave you the American League scores, and everything's done in the National League as well. The Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 2-1, so the Dodgers' magic number stays at 4 to clinch the NL West. In that tight NL Central, the Pirates and the Cardinals, the 2 teams that are tied for first, both lost. The Reds won. So that 3-way battle just will not go away. There's never any separation. The Reds now 2.5 games back of the Pirates and the Cardinals. And one of those teams is going to win the division. The other 2 are going to play each other in the National League. Wow.
Amazing. You would have 2 teams, 3 teams out of the Central. 2 could go to the division series.
So
it's possible they could play each other in league championships.
That's right. That's right. So you play each other 19 times, and then 2 of those teams are going to have to play a 1-game play.
Whoever the wild card winner is going to have to play the Braves because they have the best record in the National League. Well, let's see. They still have the
they do. Not by a lot, though. Braves have 89 wins. Dodgers have 86, and Pirates and the Cardinals 87. So it's very close. So what could happen, Ray, is you could win the wild card game and then have to play the team that finished first in the division. That's not out of the question. Crazy. Just plain crazy.
Yeah, because that's one of the rule changes that the best record regardless. So in the past, if best record was in the same division, you didn't play the team. But that has since changed, which is a good rule. If
I agree.
You have the best record,
you should play the wild card team.
Exactly.
Number 44.
So there's still some stuff to be settled.
Trumbo.
A little bit in the National League and a lot with that American League wild card. Trumbo takes a big rip and shoots one foul. The Orioles and the Red Sox will play a series starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Fenway. And that one's hit a ton to right center. Young is back, and that one is gone. Trumbo. Deep high shot to right center. That's a 2-run homer, and it's 12-1. So Pedro Figueroa is throwing hard, but it's not fooling anybody.
No, that's 98 runs batted in for this tall, big first baseman, and that's the power. That is your opposite field power by number 44. Of course, number 44 also is won by one Reggie Jackson that had same opposite field power. Trumbo shot down the left field line on the hanging slider early, but this one with a jagged edge in right center.
So a couple of home runs, couple of 2-run homers here at the top of the 8th inning.
Number 56, Cole Calhoun.
12 runs on 14 hits now for the Angels. First pitch to Calhoun is a little bit outside. Calhoun's had a big night. He's 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 3 RBIs.
I always think about these types of games as the bullpen activity for the Angels, but you look at it, the team ERA, and granted this late in the season may not go up that much, but so far 11 earned runs. The A's interplay second in the.
Figueroa with a glove on it. It's going to be a hit for Cole Calhoun.
The A's are second with a 357 earned run average. Kansas City 350. Kansas City didn't give up a lot tonight, but the A's are.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, for Los Angeles, batting for Ibar. Number 10, Grant Green.
He didn't even play here, folks. He played on the road.
He did not get an at bat here at the Coliseum. So Grant Green steps in.
Well, had a chance to see him, and he said, "You know, I love the A's, but I got to go home." He lives very near Angel Stadium, and said when he joined the A's in Pittsburgh, he got messages, text messages. He said when he showed up in Anaheim, he got 74.
Oh, I bet.
You know, from family and friends, and thanks to the Oakland A's for trading him home. But he actually, and we talked about it when the Angels were playing the Rangers, he had a big game against them, driving in 2 runs in the 7th inning with 2 outs, and then had a sac fly. So in one game, that was down in Anaheim. He drove in 3 runs to help his former team against the team at the time the A's were chasing.
Well, he only had 15 at bats with the Athletics.
Exactly.
But with the Angels, he's hitting .295 and 112 at bats.
I want to say he got his first major league hit in his first game that he played. Base hit up the middle.
So he's hitting here for Ibar. And a fastball's inside. So 2-1 the count. This is his first major league home run on September 2nd. And it's to right field. So showing some power the other way. Counts even now, 2-2. So he's the 8th man to hit in this inning. Trout a 2-run homer, Trumbo a 2-run homer. Yeah, that's a good pitch. Slider touching the outside corner. Strike 3 call. 4 runs. A couple of home runs for the Angels. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Well, Jared Parker's been terrific, but tonight, not a good night. Couple of runs off Parker in the very first inning. And then another run in the 3rd, and then in the 5th, things got completely out of control. 5 runs scored by the Angels. It's Cole Calhoun with a big 2-run single. So 5 runs and 6 hits in that 5th inning alone. And the Angels would add 4 more in the 8th. 12, 15-0 for the Angels. 1-4-1 for the Athletics. So an ugly night all around. And Jared Parker 7 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings pitched.
To the 8th inning for the Athletics. Second baseman.
The A's knew early on in this game that the Texas Rangers had lost. The Rangers have now lost 7 in a row, but the A's have not been able to take advantage of that. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change, tune up and smog experts. Corey Rasmus comes in. 13th appearance for the right-hander. The first pitch drops low. This is Jamal Weeks hitting.
So they didn't go straight up. They
No.
moved things around.
You hope they would, but they didn't.
It's not spring training.
Let's talk to Bob Melvin about that. Say, Bob, you got to help us out.
And he'll say, yeah.
Cowgill now in the game in left field. Tommy Field is now the shortstop. Grant Green now playing second base. There's your changes. Tap just foul. So Green at second. Field at short.
26 Corey Rasmus now pitching for Los Angeles.
The name Rasmus sounds familiar. It's the brother of Colby Rasmus of the Toronto Blue Jays. So Jay Wilson in line for his 17th win of the 10th night of this season, that is.
That's Efrain Navarro. He is the new first baseman, so Trumbo is out. And the 1-2 pitch to Weeks is popped up. And Angels do the smart thing. They let Trout take care of him. And that's out number 1. So C.J. Wilson in good shape to beat the A's for the 4th consecutive start. Remember, he lost to the A's on the 9th of April. And he hasn't lost to him since. So Chris Young hits, and Chris is 0 for 3. Chris Young reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st, and then he struck out in the 3rd, struck out again in the 6th. Good pitch there, and it's 0-2. Michael Choice is in the on-deck circle. Corey Rasmus. So one big leaguer is an outfielder, the other big leaguer is a pitcher.
I think he got a chance to pitch to his brother. Interleague play before the trade was made. Of course, they're both down the same league. His hair's a little shorter than his brother's.
A little bit. Tapped right side. Green underhands, and that's out number 2.
Fans, even if you aren't an A's season ticket holder, you can still get 2013 postseason right. Just place a deposit on a 2014 A's ticket plan and secure your place in line for 2013 playoff tickets. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or go to oaklandathletics.com/deposit.
Two outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And this is Michael Choice. So Choice is put in Donaldson's spot.
Nice recovery from Michael. He was not at the park on Saturday in Arlington, because he was feeling the same as Jared Parker was yesterday. He was there yesterday. Evidently, he lives in the Fort Worth area, stayed at home, and I guess literally stayed at home on Saturday.
I was going to say, well, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, he was looking forward to going home. And he gets a little food poisoning.
Yeah, well, he went home all right, but didn't get a chance to play in front of his family and friends. But he was perfect on Friday. She did a radio interview with him Friday, and he was okay, but Saturday, not the case.
2-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike, 2-1.
It's really kind of like a spring training game in Tempe or Phoenix Muni. When you start to get a game like this, or towards the end, and you're putting all these names in. But that's one thing we saw in the spring. We're seeing it here. That is Michael Choice with a solid base hit on a 2-0 fastball.
So that's good swing right there. And Choice has his 3rd hit as a big leaguer.
Well, look how short this swing is. Plants the front foot, and really you can see some similarities in the Angels center fielder. The body size, the speed, the quickness of the bat of Michael Choice. Of course, like Trout, we've seen him for 2 years, and probably will see Michael Choice for many years in the green and gold.
So Seth Smith is going to hit, and this is Cespedes' spot. Been a little strange, Ray. Spring training will be the last year at Phoenix Municipal Stadium for the Athletics. They will move to Mesa for the 2015 spring training. So that'd be a little strange.
Actually, the Cubs will be in their new facility this
year, right?
They'll take a year to get Hohokam ready for the A's in 2016.
Smith rips one off the glove of Navarro and rolls into right field. Choice will go to third. And Smith is going to be given a base hit on a very hard hit ball at 8 up after Navarro.
Did you ever see, I think you'd see an Oleg Matador in a game of baseball? You just saw an Oleg.
Sure, that was indeed.
Now, you can't really blame him. This ball is really hit hard. Top spin, top hand by Seth Smith and Navarro. Great shot at Expo. And what's the first baseman? He's playing deep anyway. Well, that's not worth getting your body in front of. I don't know if he'd had a chance anyway, but it's pretty smart playing it off the side.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Get in front of it.
So first and third, 2 outs for Norris.
I saw Willie McCovey hit a ball so hard to a second baseman, lifted him right up and put him in the outfield. Now that was not a smart move to get in front of that ball, because it hit him right in the midsection and it's like it propelled him in the outfield. That's how Mack could hit him. Spring training didn't. The guy was trying to make the club at second. Didn't work.
Norris has knocked in the A's only run. He did that with an RBI single in the 6th inning. I'm sure each player has individual goals that they keep to themselves as the season goes on. I'm sure Derek Norris would like to get that batting average up over 250. He's had 244 with his 1-for-3 today.
And every time he faces a righty, he's doing something he has not done a lot this year. And playing mostly against lefties, starting as he did tonight against C.J. Wilson. But he, for the future of the A's, probably has to be a great consideration to be an everyday catcher. He's got to get the chance. Acquired from the Nationals to catch, and more now. There's a former Athletic. I wonder if they boo him. No, they can't boo Suzuki.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's back in the green and gold. What if they booed him in San Francisco and they played the Giants for the Nationals? No. Suzuki's too nice. You could never boo him. I don't care where he goes, what he does. You could never boo him.
Curve and a good one. Strike 3 called. So the A's strand a pair in the bottom of the 8th. 9th inning coming up from the Coliseum. Neshek coming in. It's 12-1 Angels.
Brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports. And by Toyota. Do the math and save at your local Toyota dealer.
So ninth inning, and it's been a big night offensively for the Angels. They lead the A's 12-1. The new pitcher for the Athletics is Pat Neshek. So Neshek is the 5th pitcher of the night for the Athletics.
You heard the music, didn't you? So you knew it was him.
Yep. Didn't even have to look out there. Ball is loose out in right field, so Reddick takes care of that. Threw it back to the crowd, and they dropped it, so he's got to go get it again. So now we're ready to roll. So Conger steps in against Neshek. Pedro Figueroa has an ERA killing night. 4 earned runs in 1 inning for Figueroa. Lifted, foul, and getting over there just 1 step into foul territory is Michael Choice, and that's out number 1. So Conger 1 for 5, and here's Romine.
Number 7, Andrew Romine.
This game reminiscent of the 19-inning game the A's and Angels played back in the early part of the season. But it's much different circumstances because the A's ended up winning it in the 19th thanks to Brandon Moss' home run. It was Barry Enright.
Barry Enright, wow.
That's who gave it up.
That was quite a night.
Jerry Blevins will never forget it. Got a chance to hit, and all the people were saying Jerry, Jerry, 2 o'clock in the morning.
More action for Choice. Another long run, and he's going to get to this one. Nice play by Michael Choice. You get in that area where he was, there's a few things you got to navigate through down there.
Well, Michael, a lot of center field during spring training. Very impressive for the young man to show what he can do during spring training with the high skies in Arizona. AAA, played all 3 outfield positions. Major League debut was in right field against the Rangers.
So here's Cowgill, who was robbed of a hit by Cayaspo, and that one comes way inside to Cowgill.
Grand slam opening day with the Mets for Cowgill. Good start with them.
Inside. Neshek missed inside again. So the count 3-0 to Calgary.
Check this out.
I like it.
Bow and arrow time.
We can't wait to see him pitch.
Pointing at his target.
So it's going to be a walk, but we're too intrigued by Robert Coelho.
Tommy Field.
So Tommy Field steps in after the Cowgill walk. We're kind of psyched to see Robert Coelho pitch the 9th inning. It's the little things that amuse us at this point in the game. Tommy Field, second at bat after taking over for Kendrick, and he bounces one to Cayaspo, who will go to second, and Weeks He got the bag. Oh, no question. He got the bag. Little fancy footwork by Weeks.
You got to see that again.
Headed to the bottom of the bag.
Yesterday, and I'm sure he is appreciative of Clay Wood's hard work getting this field ready for tonight's game. But as he has done already this time, he's 3 wins against the A's, and if the Angels hang on this 9th inning, he'll have his 4th win against the A's this year. And even with that last strikeout, and that high strike to Perino, the totals for this left-handed pitcher: 7 innings, 4 hits, a run, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks.
All right, did Jamal Weeks get the bag?
Watch this. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great, Jay.
You know what? That's a great play.
That's a great call. You know, he's right in the middle of the football field. Catches the pass, he goes, and he just gets in the fair, puts both feet down.
That was a nice play.
That was an outstanding play. Pirouette. Play some second. That's a great shot.
So bottom of the 9th, Fryman to lead it off against Robert Coelho. And a fastball in for a strike, 1-1 count. Coelho is the 3rd pitcher for the Angels tonight. So this is his 14th appearance of the year. John Hester, who was the DH, is now the catcher. So things now have gone off the scorecard pretty much. So 2-2 the count to Fryman, with Kai Espel waiting to hit. Corey Rasmus goes an inning, gives up a couple of hits but no runs. Swing and a miss. So Fryman strikes out for the 2nd time. He's 0 for 4 tonight. So 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Challenge him with the fastball, and C.J. Wilson.
Third baseman, number 18,
It's a delivery by the right-hander. Lines up his target, points right at it, which is a perfect way to do it.
A little bit inside. For 2 for Roberto Callaspo. Night game tomorrow for game 2 of the series, and then a day game on Wednesday. And then the Twins come to town for the weekend. 4-game series, actually. Jed Lowry's in the lineup tomorrow for the A's. 2-1 pitch is there for strike. Coelho kicks and something off speed. Looked like a palm ball or something. Just kind of floated in there. Watch this baby go down.
Really started at the hitter. He's going to freeze him anyway, and would have been a strike. But that one off the plate.
And 3-2 is inside, so Callaspo has his second walk tonight. A's have received 4 walks tonight.
Now batting, right fielder, number 16, Josh Reddick.
So here's Reddick. Reddick is hit a fly ball to right. He's grounded to second, and he's grounded to first.
Now the A's went their entire week, Minneapolis and Arlington, Texas, 6 games without an error. Tonight, first error in the last 6 games, make it 7 now. They've only had about less than a half dozen errors all the month of September, which is good because you get great pitching, great defense, and the A's have shown that so far in the early part, the first half of this month anyway. Trying for the 10th consecutive winning month after a good start.
1-1 the count to Reddick.
11-3 so far in this month.
Not bad. Especially when the team that's chasing you has gone in the exact opposite direction. He's started out strong in April and really just stayed strong throughout this year. 16-12 in April, followed that up with the same record in May, even better in June. That's hard to do. Usually even good teams, they'll have a month where they struggle. It has not been the case this year for the A's.
4 months last year, June through the end of the season. And first 5, they're 9 consecutive winning months. That's very impressive. And then trying to make it 10 in a row with a winning month of September. Some pitchers who are not in the game tonight won't be. It's the back end of the bullpen you're looking at.
Reddick bounces one. Nice play by the first baseman Navarro. He throws and Coelho's covering, and that's out number 2. Callaspo now at second base. Efren Navarro ranging to his right.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Did not Olay this one. Nice dive and able to get up to his knees with the pitcher covering. Nice feed too. Coelho. Nicely done.
So Perino steps in. He is the final hope for the Athletics. Perino, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out so far. This one foul left side. Sonny Gray, Garrett Richards is your pitching matchup tomorrow night. We'll join you at 6:30 with A's pregame live. Fastball is high. 1-1 to Perino. Kind of look forward to the Sonny Gray starts. He's fun to watch.
Shall see, because he does get an extra day's rest, which Parker illness yesterday backed up everybody.
Perino again foul left side. So now the count 1-2. Trout, a big night. Home run, double, 3 RBIs. Coelho off speed, not close, and the count is even at 2-2. His only run came in the 6th inning. It was a Norris RBI single. Close pitch with a fastball, now a full count. Moreno, switch hitter, choking up on the bat a little bit. Hits one high to right field, shallow. Calhoun comes in, and he's got it, and that's the ball game. So the Angels come out swinging tonight. Knock out 15 hits, couple of home runs, and they take game 1 of this series by a final score of 12-1. So the A's, Rangers lose tonight, so the A's remain 6.5 games up on Texas in the West with 12 to play. You've been watching A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Scott, Shooty, and Biff starts right now.